This is Woman of Truth, and I want to give a very honest and truthful update about my camper or trailer conversion to a camper, my what I call emergency mobile unit. Wow, we're in a heat wave in Delaware. I'm sure a lot of the country is, but and don't mind the appearance, this is wash and go. It's been so hot. I haven't been able to work too much the past couple of days, but I have made some strides prior to that. As you can see, I've got some, I call it's paneling actually. I've got to finish the top as soon as the heat wave breaks well enough for me to come out here and work. The large window is in and insulated. It did leak. I tried, this is my third attempt to spend the night out here. I want to get the feel for a small space. And I've done a lot of self-doubting in the past few days in this heat wave. And my plane builder friend Bill, he had other business all this week, and I don't know when he and his wife are going to get back. So I've kind of been on my own, but I wanted to show you the progress that we've made. All of the windows are in. I did this one by myself the first time. Bill came out here and we pulled it out and did some insulating. And the entire thing has been insulated except the floor and two pieces on each end. I'm waiting for Bill. I'm gonna kind of let him work on the nose of the trailer. That's gonna be his baby. I'm gonna tell him what I want, and it's gonna be his skill that puts it all together there probably. So I put this window in. He put this window in for me. Actually, this is one of the windows that I cut a little too large, but he framed it all out. We put more metal on the outside of each window. And it actually looks nice. I love that metal look. The third window is one of the windows that I put in and cut too large, but between my son-in-law and Bill, we've been able to frame out most of it. And then I went ahead and put the window in when Bill had to take care of his affairs this week with his wife and family. I couldn't wait any longer. I'm one of those gotta get it done type of people, and I put it in. I think it's going to be okay. I didn't do as good on the outside as he would have done, but it's in. Everything's insulated. If we get a break in the heat, I'll go ahead and finish the paneling. My beautiful refrigerator came in, and of course it's not hooked up. I'm just using an electric cord to run an air conditioner in here. Otherwise you couldn't even be in here. But look at that beautiful mint green retro refrigerator. It's bigger than I thought it would be. It's countertop height. We're gonna put that countertop right over the top of it. We're gonna build the countertop starting about right here. It's gonna have a nice good sized sink. All that's gonna be countertop behind the refrigerator, and of course here, and then a few cabinets, here and there and everywhere we can put them. The space, I'm having a hard time. Like I said, this is my third attempt to spend the night, and I'm just gonna tell you the truth. The first time was last Saturday. We had torrential downpour, and if you don't mind, I'm gonna sit down. This time not on the toilet. The toilet is still here. That's the fake toilet. Air conditioner. I went out and got it yesterday. I realize it's not a typical RV air conditioner. But I don't have power hooked up yet. All I have is extension cord, so it's 115 amp or volt, whatever you call it. I did the hookup originally to the window up there, and I'm telling you, it was not efficient. It was in the way. It's big, cumbersome. My original idea was to let it sit in the shower. I have a fairly large shower space. It will be no problem in the summer months if I'm having to use this trailer to just simply pick it up and put it outside the shower when you want to use it. And so this is where the toilet, the real toilet will sit. I am so fond of this plastic play camping toilet. I call it a play toilet. It's really a camping toilet. It's never been used. I don't think any of us would be brave enough to try. But I love the retro look that I'm going to do in here, so I had to cover it up. Since I use it as a seat, I had to go get one of those old-timey carpet cover things for the toilet, and every time I look at it, it just makes me giggle. So I don't know if I'll ever part with this toilet. It's useless as a toilet, but it certainly is. It makes me happy. It just makes me happy. It makes me giggle. The shower. Let me get back up here. I'm going to show you what I changed about the shower. To me, I think this was one of the most important changes. I don't know if anybody follows these videos, but originally the shower, okay, it's a 2-walled shower, okay? Can you see? And it's a metal shower trimmed in wood. Now, eventually I'd like to trim it in teak or cedar. Cedar for the smell, teak for the durability. So we're gonna make a beautiful dwelling out of this by the time I get done. But I love the smell of cedar. The curtain I put up is just a curtain that separates the ramp door from the unit, and it goes all the way across, but actually it works out good. I can pull it into the shower. Like, this is not the shower curtain that I'll be using for the shower, but I want to pull it away so you can see the shower. What I've done is, instead of building the shower wall all the way to the end of the shower base, I went just 3/4 of the way on this side, and originally this was built all the way out, and it would block the sun, it would block the space that's in here, and it was like, oh my gosh, it was just, there was no need to have that wall. So because I have a shower curtain or shower curtain rod that has already come in, that I ordered, that will be mounted here, and it'll be a square, and it'll come out the proper distance to the, so it's parallel, vertically parallel to the base of the shower. And then it'll come around and do the same on this corner. And then of course this would be the opening of the shower anyway. The only reason I had originally closed it in was it was going to be my headboard, and I was going to create it out of the same galvanized metal trimmed in cedar. Again, I love the metal and the wood, and I'm still going to do something like that. But because I've decided to leave that off, and of course this curtain comes in handy to hide the ugly vent. And how cool is this? I told you guys that hand vent that comes in trailers, cargo trailers, that I said I didn't want to eliminate, I said it's going to come in handy for both the toilet, and now obviously it has come in handy for an air conditioner. So I'm going to use that hand vent. That hand vent is going to be, if I can get away with venting both an air conditioner and the composting toilet once I get enough money to buy it. It's going to cost an arm and a leg. I hope it doesn't cost that much, but I know it's going to cost. I don't even want to say how much this thing has cost me so far. So the shower is still, I think it's lovely. I mean, give me your opinion, be totally honest, it won't break my heart. The paneling, why did I go with paneling? The first night I tried to stay out here was miserable. It poured all day. Bill doesn't even know that this window leaked. When he comes back to work on it, I'm going to break the news to him that this window leaked. It's going to break his heart. And I haven't resealed it on the outside. I'll talk to him about it. But that's the only window that leaked. This one wasn't even put in yet. So yeah, we're going to have to work on some things. The paneling, I tried staying out here. This space is so small that you find yourself rubbing up against the building, and the rough plywood that's here, even if you sand it, it's still rough, and paint it, because over here I had done a little painting. I wasn't happy with it, and after attempting to spend that night, I stayed out all night, God bless me, but I never slept. It just wasn't comfortable. And of course, I don't have my bed in here yet. I was using a memory foam, and I still am trying to use a memory foam because I'm gonna have to have a specially made bed. I went out and I thought I'm gonna get beadboard, and the beadboard and this were the same price. I preferred the beadboard because it looks, you know, like a log cabin, the inside of a cabin. But it was expensive, so was this. But in addition to what I needed, the sheets that I needed in this, they had 3 pieces that were broken, and I said to the Lord, if they'll give those 3 pieces to me in addition to what I'm buying that's not broken, if they'll give the 3 to me for 75% off, I'm gonna go ahead and go with this. I'm not crazy about the fake wood look, but there's gonna be enough wood in here. There's gonna be real cedar. There's gonna be the tongue and groove on the ceiling. There's gonna be trim. There's gonna be plenty of real wood in here. The feel of this is so soft to the touch that, you know, when you rub up against it, you're not gonna get splinters. I've got splinters in the quick of my fingers and under my fingernails. I mean, it's awful. I'm ready in a small space to have smooth walls. So, and it actually matches the floor, the coloring perfectly. The floor is like one of the shades that's in this. You couldn't have matched it more perfectly, and that was God. And so I will finish out the trim now. In the nose, again, Bill is going to design the cabinets, and of course he'll be installing the sink, and I am looking for a 12 volt, and if anybody can direct me, I would like a fairly small 12 volt griddle / grill that I can also boil a pot of water on. If I have that, I'm good to go. In the winter time, if I continue to go with my plan for the small wood stove in the center, if I do go with that, and I'm starting to doubt myself because of the space issue, and then it's going to eliminate a lot of cabinet space that we could put in here. So I'm a little hesitant because of that. But if I have Bill put me in a 12 volt, I should have plenty of countertop space. I want him to just put me in like maybe an 8 by, I don't know, 8 by, like a 8 by 12, 8 by 13 griddle / grill. Plus, if I want to throw a pot of water on there, I can boil it, and I'm good to go. Because, you know, the only kind of cooking I do for myself, now when I'm cooking for other people, I want the works. I want the oven. I'm going to cook you. I'm going to cook you a meal, homemade bread and dessert, but those aren't the kind of foods that I can indulge in. And it's just me, so I usually grill a piece of protein and have vegetables, and that's it. That's my meal. And so a grill glass, blah, 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 a grill / griddle that I can also boil some water on in a little pot or a tea kettle or something. That's all I want. I don't want anything sitting on the counter. I hope I'm not forced to buy a toaster oven and a grill and a griddle and all that. I just want to keep it simple. There's no space in here. The appliances are adorable. Like I said, it's the mint green retro. It's kind of big now. You can see it everywhere. Walmart and all the stores are carrying it. Got a little matching microwave that he's going to put up in the corner. And it's coming along. Still need the power package, the lithium batteries, the solar package, charger, inverter, solar, generator. I'm just, you know, that's the big expense. I have those expenses, the power package. I call it the power package. Bill's going to take care of the wiring and all that, and he's going to do all that for me. And I'd certainly love to just be able to purchase all the materials and just have it all there and ready for him. And what else? I regret having only 5 foot wide, and I know it's because I'm tired. There's a heat wave, and Bill and Sue haven't been here to guide me for the past few days, and I've worked through a heat wave and I'm just starting to doubt myself. I'm getting nervous. It's getting close to the time where we need to put the energy in here and build those cabinets and hook up the power. And it's financially tight. God has blessed me each step of the way. My bills are paid, but I'm kind of at a standstill. And yeah, it's starting to get scary when I come out here and try to sleep out here and I'm not comfortable enough. Or so I'm working on it, and this is my third attempt tonight. I went out tonight to purchase. I thought, well, let me just get an air mattress until we can either build the bed frame or the bed frames, you know, how you build along each side and then they meet in the middle, and put a proper mattress. I am a healthy woman. God bless me. I have no back issues. To my knowledge, I have no health issues. God has blessed me. I'm 54 years old and going strong and somewhat athletic. But for whatever reason, for many years since I had my children, I cannot sleep on a hard surface. It hurts my hips severely. So I was able to endure 2 nights, but I didn't sleep because it was hurting me. Went out tonight to look for an air mattress, and I purchased it. And as I'm walking out of Walmart with my Intex, of course I love the Intex brand. They make a good product. I'm so excited. I'm gonna go back with my third attempt to spend the night in this trailer and see if I can get used to the space, see if the air conditioner is working properly, because if it isn't, I'm taking it back to Lowe's tomorrow. And because it did not work well today. I don't know, maybe it was because it was hooked up to the window and it was just losing so much energy because of the heat of that window. And now that I've hooked it up to this vent lower away from the excessive heat, it seems to be doing much better. But then again, it's the evening. Things have cooled down a little, so I'm going to test it out. But as I'm heading out of Walmart with my 24-inch high air mattress, I look down and it says the length for a full is 75 inches. And I know without a doubt that I can't go past 72 inches as we have it set up now. With that refrigerator at the foot of at the nose of the vehicle, I have 72 inches max that I can use for an air mattress right now. Well, that's for the air mattress. I'm gonna have even less than that when we build the cabinets. And I believe I have changed my mind about having a bed that is cabinet top or countertop level, so that we could use the countertop to support the foot of the bed. I'm not gonna go with that anymore. And this is where you're gonna all be very proud of me. Remember when I said, and I'm not an expert on small spaces, trust me, if you knew me, you would know that I am doing this by faith. I like wide open spaces. There are beautiful places on this planet that I love to visit and I love to see. But I love the mountains, but if I don't have wide open spaces, I start feeling claustrophobic. So for me to put everything I've got into prepping and getting ready with this emergency mobile unit and looking for that piece of property, because the moment I find it and I purchase it and I sign those papers and it's legal for me to move myself to that property, I am going to turn my back on my wide open spaces in my house just 15 feet from me right now. And it's going to be by faith. And so I'm trying to train myself to get used to a small space. It's like an astronaut when they're training to go out into outer space. They have to be trained to endure the confinement of a small space. And I'm doing this by faith, not because I'm crazy, but because I know that as an American, we've got to ask for the old paths, as the book of Psalms says. Ask for the old paths. We have to ask what our forefathers did to survive, because we need to go back to that place. My daughters, who are in healthcare, have been mandated now to get the vaccine. My daughters have been given the choice of either get vaccinated or you're going to have to go get tested for COVID every week. And they're putting the pressure on them. They are persecuting them. And my children know that if they don't have a job, they're not going to be able to take care of their families and to afford health care. And I tell my daughters, trust the Lord, resist, resist. And if I said that in the cushy confines of my house, and let's just say my life were different right now, and no offense to you ladies who are well kept by a good hard-working man, and maybe both of you have worked very hard for what you have, and you have a lot. Or maybe you are a woman who's just enjoyed the fact that you've been a homemaker, and that good man God has given you has provided well for you, and you have all this luxury. Well, I want to show my daughters that I mean business. And if I tell them, resist the totalitarian push to switch this country and this world over to this global reset, and to allow an American government to dictate to them, don't do it. Resist. God will take care of you, and He will take care of your children and my grandchildren. Then I cannot just preach it from the cushy, comfortable confines of my home. Okay? I have to show them. And I'm doing this. I'm sitting out here, 54-year-old woman, healthy woman, who can't lay down on a hard surface without being in an extreme pain in my hips. I went through the police academy and I fractured my hip in the police academy. I broke a bone in the pelvic area. I will never be the same. But I want to go forth and show my daughters that you do not have to fear man, but you do need to honor God and obey Him. And honor authority, but you put God first, and do not take the vaccine. It's not even a legal vaccine. And so I'm going to show them that I mean business, and I'm going to prepare myself to live in this little tiny confine, and I'm going to look for that property, and I'm going to purchase that property. And before my house is even built, when I am legally able to pull this camper onto that property, I'm going to pull this trailer out onto that property, and with my own blood, sweat, and tears, I'm going to build my own house, and I'm going to stake my claim, and it's going to be come hell or high water. If I have to lay down my life for my country and for my freedom, you better not trespass on my property. Have a wonderful night. I wanted to show you more. I'm going to make another video in the broad daylight tomorrow so you can see all the cool little things that we've done and that we're going to do. And if you want to support me, just look me up, B. LeDuc Investigations, hire me to do work, and we'll get the job done for you, and you'll also help me get that property and build this emergency mobile unit, and be an example not only to my daughters but to the daughters across this country that, hey girlfriend, you're made of good stuff. Your forefathers and your foremothers carved a way through this country with their blood, sweat, and tears, and they weren't about to let some government tell them what to do about a vaccine. So praise God. God bless America. Get some rest. I'm going to try to. And if any of you are up late to view this, say a prayer for me that I can endure this night on this floor until I can get my bed made. Have a good evening.